Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Life Reset Collective. My name is Josh. Today, I want to talk about when you feel really bad during a life reset. Now, people can go through life resets for a lot of different reasons. I myself have been through two. That's why I made this channel, because I believe that, unless you've been through it, you don't really understand it. And if you're either getting ready to go through a life reset, or you're going through it, or you have been through it, then you might realize that there are a lot of people in this world who will not understand you. They will not know how to support you. They won't know how to listen to you. And it's a very hard thing to go through. So I make this channel to support, to encourage, and to come alongside those who are going through it, or who have gone through it, or are getting ready to, because I know what it's like to be alone and to not have anyone understand. And so I make these videos to try to provide that encouragement. A lot of times, life resetting is associated with great amounts of emotional, like feeling badness, negative emotion. This could mean guilt. This could mean depression. This could mean anything, worrying, anxiety, any bad or negative emotions. Now, I feel like when you're going through a life reset, you're bound to feel great levels of negative emotion. It is a hard process. Starting over again is a hard process. Trying to rebuild your life is a very hard process. You're gonna have like a lot of times where you might feel very bad, and that could mean, like I said, any kind of negative emotion. Other people may try to make you feel guilty for restarting. You might feel depressed as you grieve your former life. You might feel anxious and neurotic about your future, the uncertainty of it. God knows that there are a lot of reasons to feel negative, to have bad feelings, negative feeling emotions during this time. Okay. And if you're afraid you're going to feel them, that's valid, because there's a good chance you will. There's a good chance you're going to feel all of them. I deal with this quite a bit in my life. There are times when I feel large, crushing negative emotions. And sometimes it's depression, sometimes it's anxiety. It could be any number of things. Sometimes it's guilt. And it could be for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes, I can point to a thing and say, oh, that's why I feel that way. And sometimes I can't. Sometimes I just feel it. And there doesn't really seem to be any rhyme or reason behind it. But I want to speak on this for a minute, because I think it's important that you know that, number one, unfortunately, this is to be expected. Number two, I do believe it gets better as you go through it and as you learn things. Number three, I want you to know you're not the only one who deals with this. You're not a freak. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're failing. In fact, you should probably expect that to some degree this is going to happen, because a life reset is a big, tumultuous thing. It is not an easy thing to go through. Your life is going to change dramatically. Your relationships are going to change dramatically. You're going to go through hard, situations as you are navigating this. And those situations are going to lead you down roads where you're probably going to feel a lot of emotions. I also, and this is, I guess, kind of bad news, I don't have an answer for you for every single situation. I don't have a magic 3-step cure for the bad feelings. I do have things that I try to do when I feel negative emotions. Sometimes going to sleep is very helpful to me. Sometimes I eat ice cream, Sometimes I talk about it to somebody. Sometimes I just try to work out, or, keep working and, kind of keep my head down and keep moving forward. Unfortunately, I do not have a magic solution. But what I can tell you is this. I can tell you that you are not weird or a freak for feeling great, crushing, bad feelings. I can tell you it does get better. I believe this. Not only do I believe this, but I believe it's important for us to know this, and it's important for us to think this way. If we only have negative feelings to look forward to in our life, if we only think about the negatives of that, if we only think about how difficult it's going to be to cope with our own emotions as we move forward in our life, in light of our life reset, then there comes a big question: what is there to hope for? If life is going to be misery in our emotions as we move forward, then what are we even doing this for? What are we even trying to reset our life for? And this is a dangerous, I actually believe this is a dangerous road to go down, because at the end of the day, we need hope and purpose. I believe this. I believe we need these things for happiness. I believe we need these things for fulfillment. And I believe that there are other things too. Experiencing love, laughing, experiencing joy. Do what you need to do to feel good in these bad moments. Watching a movie might be a great way to cope with the anxiety you're feeling today. Hugging your loved one, petting your dog, cuddling with your dog, going to the park and watching the birds, watching a comedy show. There was a lot of times during my life reset when I would watch stand-up comedians just to laugh, because laughing can be so good for you and it can help you to get out of the negativity. Sometimes we have to get out of the feel badness. We have to find a way to do it. But it's really important for you to know that this doesn't last forever. I truly believe this. In my life, I'm still rebuilding my life after my life reset this last time, my second divorce. And so I've been at this process of the life reset now, in the second life reset of my life. I've been at it for, it's going on a year and a half. Okay. That's when I kind of made the decision to begin this reset. It was getting out of that marriage and then all of the subsequent trials and tribulations that followed. In the span of that, I also lost my job. I got laid off. And I also had a tornado hit my house. I had to deal with that. So there was a lot going on during this time. And there were times when I was really depressed. And even today, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys, the reason I'm filming this is because today I feel a crushing amount of negative emotion. I feel a crushing amount of guilt, and I can't even really say why. There's not really anything for me to feel guilty about. And I'm not just saying that. Like, it's not like, oh, I did do something, but I'm trying to talk myself out of feeling guilty. No, I didn't do anything. Like, today, there's no reason for me to feel guilty, but I feel crushing amounts of guilt. This is not necessarily, out of the ordinary for me. I deal with a lot of negative emotion on a regular basis, but not all the time. There are times when I feel very highly motivated and very happy. So there's kind of a dysregulation going on sometimes in my emotions. I probably have depression or something. I don't know. I can't diagnose these things. I'm not a doctor. But I am a human going through a life reset. I'm a human who's gone through a lot of hard things in the past year and a half. I'm a human who has to face problems every single day, just like you. And, none of us are excluded from that. We all have problems we have to face in our lives. We all have hopes for the future. We all want to be happy. Today, if you are feeling a great deal of negative emotion, I want you to know that there is hope for you. There is a dawn at the end of this dark night. There is another chapter where you can be happy. There is hope and happiness on the horizon for you, my friend. And if you feel like you are alone in this, I want you to know that I support you. I may not know your story, but if you leave a comment and tell me it, I will know it to a point. I believe that you can do it. I believe that there is still an incredible amount of hope for you in your life. I believe that you can move forward from whatever it is you're dealing with right now, and you can keep making progress toward the things you want. I believe the same for me, and I continue to do it every day. I believe that it is never time to give up. I believe that this is part of what it means to be human, is to face adversity and to overcome it, to evolve, to change, to make our lives better. And then we can do the same. We can help our loved ones. We can support those we care about. But if you're going through a life reset, you may not feel supported because there may not be anyone around you who understands what you're going through. I mean, there's a point, I think, where every human has gone through some kind of life reset, but your own unique experience is going to be so different. It is highly unlikely that there are going to be very many people around you who will know exactly what you're going through. So today, I just want to give you this support, give you this encouragement. I'm sorry that I don't have a super major solution for you to solve all the problems. I wish I did. I wish I could give you a 3-step formula that will take away all your negative feelings, but I don't have that. What I can tell you, friends, is that it's going to be okay. And I want to encourage you not to give up. And I want to encourage you to keep on going and keep working on your life because it is so worth it. This human life is precious, guys. Your life is precious. Even if you've been in hard situations and you have hard things to go through, there's light at the end. There is a paradise beyond that mountain. And when you reach it, you will be so glad you didn't stop. There are going to be moments in your life that are going to feel so good that you're going to be so glad you didn't give up. You will experience that happiness again. I believe in that for you, friends. So keep going. Do not give up. Do not stop the journey. Watch a comedian, eat some ice cream if you need to. Do what you need to do to feel good today. Get through the hard times and then move on to a brighter tomorrow. I'm Josh. This is the Life Reset Collective. Thank you so much for coming back. I'll see you on the next one.